Welcome to Digital Tech by Vignesh Balaji. So in this video we are going to see a new hook called use memo, and we are going to implement how to use memo and in our day-to-day applications, and also we are going to see a concept called memoization. So let's start with the video. So memoization is a concept in JavaScript. Say suppose you have some function which does some mathematical operation. Say example, you have an multiplication function, so which will do like say so if you do you pass a number 1, so it will 1 cross 1 is 1. So if it's 2 cross 2 is 4. So like that it's going to find the square of a number. So what does it will do, right? If you pass a number, so it will compute the value and store it in a map or any any data structure. So again you send 1 as a thing, so it will check whether this particular input is already present in the map, then it will retrieve the corresponding value for that. So if the value or the input doesn't match with the map, then it will actually compute and make an entry in the map. So like that. So if you're passing in a repeated value or the same value again and again, it doesn't actually compute the logic. Rather it will go to the map and you pass the input, so that will be as a key. So you will fetch the result and it will send it to you. So this is called memoization. So in short form is called a memory, where function will store the value which has been earlier executed, right? So that is called memoization. So the same concept applies here as well. That is called use memo. So in this video we are going to see a very detailed explanation about use memo. So let's get started with the actual use memo hook. So before that, what I'm going to implement in this particular search memo component is that I'm going to have an input and a button. So what does it will do? So it will actually like search a particular name in this array, whatever you see users array, and it will re-render the list. So initially we will show all the users, but what will happen is that when you search, it will list down only that which is exactly matching that. So now let's add an input and a search button. So for that we need we need two use state, or what to say, hook. So let's add that use state. So now let us define the state for the text input now. So that will be text and set text, and we will also input the use state, and it will be initially empty. So similarly we'll do it for another use state. So I'll explain why this is actually needed, right? So I'll explain that. So search and set search. Okay, so now let's write the HTML part here. So return, so this will return an input, and so let us enclose this in an div. Now it will be input. I think by now most of the people are like familiar with this state and other hooks that we have seen. So the value will be the text. So and on change we have to write handle text. So we can directly write here as well, like say e is equal to set text. So e dot target dot value. So now we have an input, and then we have a button over here, so that says search. So on clicking of this we should try to execute some function, right? So on click, so on click, so we will write one function that is say handle search. So and we'll say it's type of button. So now we have everything in place, and also we have a list component that is defined below. So let's try to import that as well. So this is list, which has prop of list, and we will talk about this. So now we have written input and button. So we type the input and we will click on the button, so that will have an handle search function. So what this handle search function will do is that, so it will say it will actually set that search text, whatever that entered in the input, to this particular search state. Handle search is equal to a function set search of, what we are going to set is the text. So when this text is set, we are gonna execute another function, so that is called filtered users. So say suppose if you are typing RAM, so we just want to get the RAM object, right? So that's what we are going to do. Say filtered users, that is equal to users dot find. So that will take user, and again this is gonna return a condition, like sort not find, it's filter actually. So here I'm going to write a condition, right, like user dot name dot to lowercase. So because it's to lowercase, not localcase, it's to lowercase, to convert that to a lowercase, and I'll check it includes of search dot lowercase. So in this, whatever the search content name matches with this one, it will return in the filtered. So here also we have to do lowercase. So that's it. So this function will return an array, so that we are going to pass it down to this list object. Correct? Yeah. So in the let us define the list as well here. So this will be an ULLI, and like list dot map of item inside that we will have li, and don't forget, whenever you add a map, you should have a key. So here we have a unique id, that is item.id, and then close it. So then it's item.name. So item.name. So now like we have done this, and let's see this in action. Okay, let me try to import this component in app.js. I think already did. I just want to, yeah, I did. Then what is the error? So let us refresh. Yeah, you can see this particular thing, and let's type gel and search. So it's only saying gel, right? So here what happens, say suppose you are having like say thousands of arrays of users, and like it might recompute again and then do, right? So I'll show you one thing, and also let me try to console log here. So see, this is just, now we have only some say 8 to 10 records, right? But what if we are having more than 100 or 1000 or 10,000? So the list goes on, right? So we cannot compute all this complex functions or any complex, though this is simple, but in real-time applications it might become more complex to do all these expensive functions. So so how we will like optimize the solution. So now let us see what this console log does. Like let me open the console, and if you see, if you see, whenever I do type something, it actually prints, and this particular complex function, right? So it's not so complex though, but if there is some logic, this is keep on rendering again and again, right? So what we can do to stop rendering, right? So that's where this use memo hook comes. So use memo hooks, what it does is that, so yeah, so let me before that let me implement this use memo, and I'll tell you what is happening. So now this use memo hook is imported from React library. Then what we are going to do is that we are going to enclose this particular function within a hook, that is use memo. So this will take in a function, so that will return this, and this will take an array or dependency, you can say. So array of dependencies for which you have to execute this. So what is the, we already setting the search right here, so we can pass this as a dependency to the use memo hook in this array, and whenever this particular search is updated, then only we have to re-render, we have to execute this function, otherwise don't do, right? Otherwise it doesn't re-render again and again. Say suppose we have we just refresh this, we refresh this, and now like say I'm typing Joe. Can you see anything is being re-rendered? No, right? So now let us do search. You see this is re-rendering, and it doesn't re-render whenever you type do some anything, right? Say suppose I do Jill, so it will re-render again. Okay, now let me do Joe. It will re-render because the value is changed. So if you are doing again, if you are pressing again, it doesn't do anything because the value doesn't change. So that's what the use memo comes with, like you can optimize the re-rendering or execution of the particular function. So that is what it does, and whenever the value is being changed, then only this, it will execute this particular function and return the value to the list component that we have. So this is how you do optimization in your React application normally, and this is also one of the method that is widely used. And there is also another method that is called use callback. So we are going to see that in next video. And thanks guys for watching, and we have reached 100 subscribers in our channel. So please provide your support. Please like, share and subscribe, and share this video to your friends who really want to learn React. Thank you.